Hi there, this is Lisa with Queen Bee Creations, and I'm here today to show you how to make this great swing card. I did that card using our deco labels. They're the framelits that go with the Big Shot. They come in the 4 sizes that nest one inside of each other. And I'm going to be using the Thoughts and Prayers stamp set. This is one set. It comes in the 2 boxes. Very useful. I've already cut out all my pieces, so what you're going to have is you're going to need a card base. Again, that's an 8.5 by 11 cut in half and then scored in half, so that the end card is 5.5 by 4.25. Now I put an inside piece in it over here, and I just shrunk that down a little bit, so this is 5.25 by 4. So that just cut it down 1/4 inch, which leaves me the border. I'm going to go ahead and tape that to the inside. And I'm using our Stampin' Up snail adhesive just to put that in there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the other inside flap. Now, eventually when the card flips, this is going to be outside, but we're going to tape it on the inside. Oh, and before I do that, I'm using Always Artichoke cardstock, so I'm going to use Always Artichoke Stampin' pads so that it coordinates. I just love that about our stuff. That if you have one color of the cardstock, the marker, the pen, they all color coordinate. It's just awesome. Set that aside. Oh, I'm going to do that again. Then, like I said, we're going to tape this on the inside. Now this one I want to get really close to the edge with the adhesive, so what I'm going to do is put it on our little silicone mat so that I can run it off the edge like this, and it's kind of half on and half off, but as you see that it doesn't stick to the table. Now there is a little bit on the outside. We have another tool for that I'll show you in a second. Oh, I want to make sure this is at 2 1/8. So I'm going to use the little ruler down here on my grid paper just to kind of give a little teeny tiny pencil mark as to where the 2 1/8 is, so that I can make sure that's where I place this piece. That'll make sure that it folds in half evenly. Now, like I said, there's a little bit on there, not much, just this one little section. And we have this little gum eraser that you can just drag along the card, and it rolls it all up into a little ball and takes it off. So it removes all that extra adhesive. Comes in very handy. Now, in order to do the flip part, this is where the deco labels come in. Now I'm going to use the second one up. You can use any of our framelits. I'm using the deco labels because I like the little point, which makes sure that it's absolutely centered. Although you could, you know, take an oval, center it on your grid paper, and then maybe make a little mark on your tin so that you know where the middle is. But for simplicity's sake, we're going to use this one. This is my Big Shot. I've got my magnetic platform. I love that because then it'll kind of use its magnet force to hold this in place so it doesn't shift. Now I only want to cut half of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this plate in here and line it up exactly with the edge of the paper in the middle of that die. And then as I crank it through, it'll only cut. Ooh. It would help if I had the die on there right, wouldn't it? Sorry about that. As I was saying, you want to have that little divot part down. That's what cuts. I want it to cut the cardstock. So there we have it. It did. It cut the cardstock. Then I'm going to just use my bold and folder to just give it a little bit of a crease. Then I can fold it over and burnish. And make sure it lays flat. Let's burnish this one as well. So there's our card almost done. Then I'm going to take and put the phrase "Praying for You" in the middle of this. Now, the words are a little funny to line up, so what I do is I take my block and I kind of square it up, and then I lay the words down, and then I make sure that the grid underneath kind of comes out from either side of the bottom word so that I know that it's straight. Let me do that down here where I can see. Then when I go to stamp it, if I make sure my block is square, then my words should be straight. Oh, look what I did. That's why we stamp first and glue down later. So we can flip it over and use the other side. There. Then I'm going to do the inside words. I'm going to put those in here. Then I'm just going to center that right in there. And so there you have it. There's your flip card. And you could do this again, like I said, with any shape. You can use a circle, an oval, any one of our shapes, and of course any one of our stamp sets. I hope you enjoy and make good use of it. Thanks a lot. Oh, and don't forget to stop by my website. On my blog, I do have a link to my newsletter, and if you sign up for the newsletter, I have a free gift that will automatically send out to you. Go get it. Bye.